GOFUNDME, the nighttime sun, or the moon. In the Anishinaabe language, it's really kind of confusing because our word Jesus means sun and moon and month. Our word for the sun, Jesus, is also the word we kind of use when we talk about the moons or the month. And then we also call it Dibik Jesus. Dibik God means at night. And so Dibik Jesus is the nighttime sun or moon. Is how that works. And they say that in 1969, back in the days of the grandfathers, they built a rocket, and they put 3 men in that rocket, and they lit it on fire, and they set the little thing on fire, and they shot it into the air, and it shot up farther than anybody had ever gone, and they went to the moon, and then they landed on the moon. And Neil Armstrong, in 1969, climbed out of a little, spaceship thing. Kind of looked like a tent, sort of. And he's climbing down the ladder there, and he goes, "That's one step for man, one giant leap for mankind." And then he stepped on the moon itself. And in the next 3 years, they would return to the moon 6 times with different astronauts every time. And they would play golf up there. One time, they brought a little dune buggy, and they drove around on the moon. And then, in 1972, they quit. They never went back to the moon. When you ask them, "Hey, how come you don't go back to the moon, man? We should fly to the moon. We went to Mars already." NASA says the same thing. Yeah, we can't anymore. And well, why don't you just build another rocket ship? You must still have those plans lying around, right? No, we. The funny thing about that is we kind of erased it. We don't have the plans or the tapes or the blueprints or anything. We erased it all. But we definitely went. Nobody just faked it on a sound stage. We definitely went to the moon. You can be sure of that. If you don't believe us, just look it up on TV. We said so. And this is the story that they want you to believe, kids. That they went to the moon 6 times in 3 years. Between 1969 and 1972. In history. If you look it up and you question that, really? You mean... So there's no evidence, but they want us to believe that anyway. Okay. Should I question it? Oh, what's that? Oh, I'll be a science denier? Okay. So don't question it. Just believe whatever your science teacher tells you. It's science. It is objective truth. I don't know what I'm saying. Dibik Jesus, the sun at night. Next time we're going to talk about other claims that science will tell you, will teach you. But that's for another show. Thank you for watching. BOOZHOO, NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am NANABOOZHOO, and I will see you again. Gigawabamin, Minawa, Awa.
But it's got nothing to do with you. I've got no one, still you won't do. And after today I'd say we are quite through. But I know you won't break down, you won't miss a step, you won't be around, and you'll never forget it. One day, when I'm old and gray, I might look back and say that these were the golden days. And one day when I'm old and I'm gray, I might look back and say this was the price I paid. Now so it goes, or so they say, time's like a mountainscape. Well, I don't know, but I can't complain. God knows I've got my own escape. And sometimes I just might, even in the middle of the night. Well, sometimes and some days, sometimes, well, I wake and bake. But it's got nothing to do with you. I've got no one, still you won't do. And after today I'd say we are quite through. But I know you won't break down, you won't miss a step, you won't be around, and you'll never forget it. But one day, when I'm old and gray, I might look back and say that these were the golden days. And one day when I'm old and I'm gray, I might look back and say this was the price I paid. Even in the middle of the day, Stephen grins a little, so they say. Sometimes I wake and bake.